Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Friday, the 3rd of November. Good to have you aboard, part of the Believe Podcast Network, and presented as always by Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, title sponsor of everything ZASLOW Show 2.0. Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. Got a really great show planned for everybody today. We're going to get the winning plays. We're going to find out how to make the money, how to pay that mortgage with the college football, the NFL this weekend. Our pal Mark Zinno, he's going to join us. We'll get the winning plays from him. And of course, when we're talking about making all the winning plays, when we're talking about making the best wagers, hey, you know where we're going to go. And that's Bet Online. The last of the major pro sports leagues last week, off and running. NBA. We got college basketball ready to go as well. Bet Online remains your top spot for all your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL, all in full swing. And Bet Online is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions. All the hoops betting action, along with every sport available at your fingertips with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to the Bet Online today and remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, and you get your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. So we'll get Mark on the show in a little bit, but we are just a couple sleeps away from not just the biggest Dolphin game. You know, every time we have the Dolphins facing a big-time opponent, Dolphins and Bills, Dolphins and Eagles, and now Dolphins and Chiefs. Every one of these games, and it's going to be the same thing when the Dolphins play the Bills in the final game of the season. Maybe the AFC East on the line. This week's game could go a ways toward deciding that as well. But every time we have one of these big games, it's the biggest game of the season for the Dolphins. This weekend might be the biggest game in the NFL yet this year. This isn't just some random game in London, overseas, wherever they're playing these games. This is Dolphins, Chiefs, high-profile teams, explosive offenses, Tua, Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Taylor Swift, Dolphin Denny, Dolphins, Chiefs. This is a monster game this weekend. So not just for the Dolphins, but the NFL overall, this game is very likely to get a big number. So NFL Network, and I think locally the game's airing on NBC. So you don't have to worry about that as far as over-the-air broadcast. You'll be able to get it even if you don't have NFL Network. You're a Dolphin fan, you want to make sure you have the game. So we're just a couple sleeps away from a monster game this weekend. And I've told you what my attitude is here. I think they're ready, man. We've been talking about it all week. Here we go. There's going to be a fever pitch around this Dolphin team. If they can win this game this Sunday, I mean, how great is that, by the way? We talked about this with Travis Wingfield yesterday. If you miss any of ZASLOW Show 2.0, you could always go back in the archives. I'd love for you guys to go back and catch anything you may have missed. Also, yesterday, we had a bonus episode of my wrestling podcast, It's Still Real to Me. You can go back and you can listen to that everywhere you get ZASLOW Show 2.0. Make sure you're subscribed and you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that stuff. It's great for the algorithm. I don't know how the algorithm works, but then I get the monies and everybody's really happy. So make sure you do all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your mother I say hello, and go back and listen to last night's bonus episode of It's Still Real to Me, where we previewed tomorrow afternoon's premium live event from Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. We gave our predictions. I think we're getting a title change. I think Drew McIntyre is winning the world championship tomorrow. Roman's not losing LA Knight. I think Drew McIntyre is winning the world championship tomorrow afternoon. So I'm excited about that. Go back and listen to that, and then we'll have a reaction show probably tomorrow night, a Crown Jewel reaction show. But anyway, like I was saying to Travis Wingfield yesterday, Dolphins Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m., game's over by 12:30. Dolphins win and then just kick back and relax and watch the rest of the game. You got your feet up on the couch or on the ottoman. I don't know what your setup is. I know in the ZASLOW Mansion family room, my setup is I'm sitting there in my underwear with a Johnny Cuba in my hand, and I'm watching the rest of the games, and I'm enjoying a Dolphin victory on Sunday morning. That's what I'm talking about. Can we start Monday? Can we start next week going into week 10 where the Dolphins are on a bye? Can we just be celebrating the Dolphins being first place in the AFC after a monster win against the Chiefs? I think they're ready. I think they're ready. So that's what's at stake this weekend. I think the Dolphins are primed. I think they are ready for this game. I think they catch some breaks that A, the game's in Germany, not Kansas City. B, you got the Chiefs coming off a bad loss. And you may say, oh, but ZASLOW, that they're going to bounce right back. I don't know. I think you're getting the Chiefs at a good time. Patrick Mahomes was sick. He had the flu, played in the cold, and then has to fly to Germany. I think this sets up really nicely for the Dolphins. And if the Dolphins win on Sunday, it will be a fever pitch among the Dolphin fan. You know, and we got a taste of it last year when the team got out to a 7-3 start. By the way, they're 6-2. Like, they're even better this year. But we got a taste of it last year when they were 7-3. And if you're a Dolphin fan who's like, you know, you're 20, 25 years old, and I was a huge Dolphin fan at 20, 25 years old. But you're that age, you've never experienced any kind of winning. You haven't experienced this team even as a contender, playing meaningful games late in the season. Last year, you got a little taste of it. And man, people were excited about the potential of this Dolphin team. And reminds you, after so many years, what this town is like when the Dolphins are top dog, when the Dolphins are top billing. There's a different energy to our sports scene when the Dolphins are on top. And you got a little bit of a taste of that last year. It will be at a fever pitch if the Dolphins win on Sunday. And no one's going to care that they lost at Buffalo. No one's going to care that they lost at Philadelphia. The Dolphins beat the shit out of the bad teams. They leave no doubt against the bad teams. All the other really good teams, Buffalo, Philadelphia, San Francisco. You better not say San Francisco's a fraud. Only the Dolphins are allowed to be frauds. All of these other teams, they get tripped up by the lesser than teams. The Dolphins don't. And being a great team, you don't have to beat all the other great teams. It'd be nice if you split the games against the other great teams. Well, the Dolphins are 0-2 in that spot right now. They got another opportunity this Sunday. I really think they're ready. You're going to get some healthy bodies back. I know Rob Hunt, he's going to be out. But you're getting some healthy bodies back. It's looking like Connor Williams is going to be back. It's looking like Xavier Howard's going to be back. It's looking like Javon Holland's going to be back. You're getting some healthy bodies back. And while we don't yet know what this defense is going to be like when they're whole, we're starting to get a glimpse of it. You got Ramsey back last week. Xavier Howard now is your number 2. I mean, does Ramsey follow Travis Kelce around the field a little bit? I mean, I was surprised to hear that. That's what Travis was telling us yesterday. He thinks we're going to see some of that. Oh, and by the way, so Dolphins at 9:30 on Sunday. This works out perfect because last week I'm doing 3 straight weeks, this being the 3rd week of hosting ESPN Radio NFL Game Day with Herm Edwards and Mike Tannenbaum. I'm doing it again this weekend, but like last week, I couldn't really watch the Dolphin game. I'm giving like red zone updates on the Dolphin game because that's what the show is that we're doing, but I couldn't really watch it. I got the red zone on. And this week, I'll get to watch the Dolphin game, and then right when the Dolphin game's over, you guys can listen to me. So I'm on from 1 to 5. ESPN Radio will be on locally. ESPN 106.3 FM West Palm. The ESPN app, and of course, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. You can catch, I'll be hosting ESPN Radio NFL Game Day with Herm Edwards and Mike Tannenbaum. It's a fun show, and hopefully we'll be coming off a Dolphin win, keeping you up to speed with everything else that's going on. So this game is huge for the Dolphins because it's not just about winning the AFC East. It's about you have 4 teams who are 6-2, and if you really want to go to the Super Bowl, I know wild card teams get there every now and then, but this Dolphin team, it's about having 2 home games, getting a bye and having 2 home games. That's a path to the Super Bowl. This Dolphin team's a different animal when they're playing at home. And this weekend, A, puts you in a position for that goal, and B, sets up for what could be a major rematch in a potential AFC title game, maybe AFC divisional game with the Kansas City Chiefs. Get a little bit of an edge. Imagine if the Dolphins have to face Kansas City in the playoffs and they're facing them in Miami, and you have in your back pocket not only a win against Kansas City, but it was a win on neutral site. And then you have a home game in the playoffs. That's a big mental edge. That's what's at stake here this weekend. So this is a monster. There's no other way for me to put it. It's a monster weekend for the Dolphins. 9:30 a.m. Get up early. You know, get your house in order. Make sure the kids are all set up. Make sure the wife's got something to do. Maybe get her a spa day or something. Tell her to leave you alone. And get set up and ready to go by 9:30 a.m. Dolphins and Chiefs. Now, we got a few other things to get to here. I'm in a great mood today. I'm in a great mood. We got big game or not a big game coming up. You guys know how we do on Fridays. Let me also tell you, Sheets and Giggles, the only bed sheets you're going to hear me tell you guys about on ZASLOW Show 2.0, because I get the best sleep of my life now because I use Sheets and Giggles. Naturally softer, cooler, the most breathable sheets you're ever going to sleep on. Go to sheetsgiggles.com. Not only is the timing great because they have their annual fall sale right now. You got 25% all over the place at sheetsgiggles.com. But if this is your first time going to Sheets and Giggles, go to sheetsgiggles.com. Use promo code ZASLOW, 20% off your first order. How you load that? Promo code ZASLOW, 20% off your first order at sheetsgiggles.com. They're environmentally friendly, great pricing, the softest, coolest sheets ever. I sleep on a eucalyptus pillow. I mean, come on. I'm getting amazing sleep, and that's thanks to my man, Colin. He's the founder and CEO of Sheets and Giggles. He loves the Heat. He loves the Panthers. He loves the Dolphins. Sheetsgiggles.com. Use promo code ZASLOW. You get 20% off your first order. You don't even have to thank me. I just want to make sure that you're getting the best sleep of your life. Okay. I'm in a great mood, though. The Panthers, your favorite little hockey team. Last night, they are in Detroit against a Red Wings team that's off to a great start this season. Panthers are coming off of a loss earlier in the week against Boston in overtime. But overall, the Panthers going into last night have won 4 out of 6. Remember, they started 0-2. Going into llast night, they're 4-3-1. And now you got an opportunity where you're finishing out this road trip tomorrow in Chicago. Blackhawks stink. I got kind of bizarre, but remember, they were the number 1 overall pick last year for a reason. They stink. So if you can get this win against Detroit, you got an opportunity for a really good road trip before you come home. I think it's Columbus on Monday. So the Panthers last night in Detroit against a good, at least it looks like it, a good Red Wings team. After a scoreless first period, Bobrovsky looks great. And then in the second period, the Panthers, they get a lucky bounce. Yes, Steven Lawrence with his first goal as a Panther. Bounces off the glove, off the crossbar, off Reimer's back into the net. It was Lawrence's goal. So 1-0 Panthers. Again, Bobrovsky was fantastic. We get to the closing moments of the game. A furious finish as the Red Wings. Again, the Panthers are going to have to stave off another team who pulls the goalie for the extra skater late. Yes, Anton Lundell, his first goal of the season. So Lawrence gets his first goal. Lundell's first goal. Amazing job by Tkachuk keeping the play alive there. Lundell gets the empty net goal. Panthers win 2-0. Bobrovsky, that's my dog. I told you. After last season's postseason Stanley Cup run, Bobrovsky's my dog. All right. He gets the shutout. Panthers win 2-0. They improve to 5-3-1. Since starting 0-2, they've won 5 of 7 games. Points, obviously, in 6 of those 7 games. And Panthers are good. They look good. The penalty kill was awesome last night. They look like that defensive-minded, tough team that we saw in the postseason last year. And it's not even about treading water until you get them back. The Panthers are off to a good start now at 5-3-1. And they're probably a few weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away, from getting their two best defenders, Ekblad and Montour, back in the lineup. Sam Bennett, you got good news about him. They don't expect him to be out for too long. Within the month, they think he'll be back. And on top of it, Barkov, just 2 goals so far. Tkachuk only has 1 goal so far. So the Panthers are doing this 5-3-1, 5 out of 7 in the win column, and they're doing it without Tkachuk being a huge star, and without Ekblad and Montour, who are going to be returning soon. This is a real good start for the Panthers. Real good start. And they outplayed Boston for the most part in Boston on Monday night. So get the win tomorrow in Chicago, and then go out and see a favorable hockey team on Monday night as they host the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I feel great about what's going on with the Panthers. Now, let's get on to the Heat. Tonight, they are hosting Washington. The Heat are the pits right now. They're 1-4. They stink. They're a tough watch. And it's part of why I'm so excited about what the Panthers are doing. By the way, anyone on load management last night at the Panther game? Was anyone resting last night with the Panther game? No. I'm watching, I'm excited during the Panther game, and my son, he's almost 50, he's like, Dad, it's regular season game number 9. What are you getting so into? I'm like, the regular season in the National Hockey League matters. And it's not just that it matters, but if the players are playing hard, the fans are going to, if the players show they care, fans are going to care. It's why I told you the game in Minnesota last weekend where Jimmy Butler sat out to rest. I didn't care they lost that game, because if the team doesn't care, then I don't care. But anyway, tonight, the Heat are hosting Washington. This is an in-season tournament game. That's what we got going on here. Now, I think I have the rules down. And Washington, you want to hit rock bottom, you lose to Washington tonight. You cannot lose this game. This is the kind of game where, when Pat Riley first got here, this is the kind of game where if the Heat were to lose it, he trades everybody. That happened one time. The Heat lost a game at the 76ers back in 1995-1996. The Heat scored 58 points. That game was awful. Traded everybody. That was when they just sent everybody out. And that was when they ended up facing Chicago the next game. They only had 8 players, and they were one of the 10 losses that the 72-win Bulls had. Traded everybody. Tonight would be one of those games. This Wizard team is so pathetic. But the Heat look terrible right now. They're terrible in the fourth quarter, and they're a 1-point win against Detroit at home from being 0-5. Tonight, though, is the much bandied about in-season tournament. Do I have extra interest in this game tonight? I'm a game time decision in that regard. I don't know if I have extra interest. You're going to turn on the game. They got the floors. We have fancy looking floor. Are the Heat going to be in the Heat culture jerseys tonight? It feels like they are. But you're going to have the fancy floor. Everybody's got new floor. Every game tonight is an in-season tournament game. So we have group play. Teams in our group, it's us, Washington, Charlotte, New York, Milwaukee. Tonight we have Washington. There are 6 groups, There are 6 groups. After all these group games, group play games are every Tuesday and Thursday for the next few weeks. Now, except for next Tuesday and Thursday? Tuesday and Friday? Tuesday and Friday, maybe it is. Anyway, it's for the next few weeks. After you play your group play games, the winner of each group, all 6 of those teams, makes it to the quarterfinals in Vegas, which begin early December. There are 6 teams. Then there's going to be 2 wildcard teams. One from the East, one from the West. Best record in their groups. All kinds of tiebreaker scenarios are going to come into play. Don't make me go through all of it. It'll make your head spin. Those 8 teams, quarterfinals, then semifinals, then finals. That's all in Vegas. There's money on the line. If you get to the quarterfinals, you get $50,000 per player. If you win in the quarterfinals, you get $100,000. If you get to the semifinals, you get $200,000. If you win the tournament, $500,000 a player. I don't care how much money you're making. That's a lot of money for winning a game, for winning a little tournament. So you're hoping that the players will play hard. You're hoping that fans watching it are going to feel like it means a little extra. I'm more into it now than I was a few weeks ago. I feel like when we're watching the game tonight that I'm going to be into it because the season has got off to such a shit start for the Heat where it's like, all right, give me something to feel good about. Can we go out there? Can we try hard? Can we play hard? And can we get to Vegas where the NBA is going to have all kinds of pomp and circumstance and make this feel like it's a big special thing? And then can we win the first ever in-season tournament? Like, I'm leaning toward being into it. I'm a game time decision. I don't know if I'm going to treat it any differently. I'm leaning toward being into it. But here's the thing, and I wonder if this will backfire at all on the league. And here's what I mean. I want the players to play hard. And the money incentive, I think, is going to likely accomplish that, at least when they get to Vegas. I do think that players are going to play hard. I don't know about the group play games like tonight, but once they get to Vegas, I certainly think so. But here's the thing. When the players are playing super hard in Vegas for this bonus money, I think fans are still going to get insulted. And here's what I mean by that. Where it's, okay, they're playing hard, they have extra incentive because there's money on the line. Why aren't they playing hard during the season? When they're paid to do just that. They're paid $20, $30, $40 million, some players, to play. And they don't play hard and they sit out games. They need more money, an extra $500,000 to win this tournament. They need more money to play hard. They're already being paid so much money just to play. Why don't they play? Why don't they play hard? They need more money on top of that just to play hard? I think there could be a little bit of backlash in that regard from the average Joe fan who doesn't see why the money they're paid originally is incentive enough to play hard. So you hope that doesn't backfire. I'm a game time decision when it comes to, obviously I'm watching, but I'm a game time decision as far as how much I care about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning toward caring. I'm leaning toward it being a thing that I'm interested in. All right, coming up, we're going to have big game or not a big game. You know how we do on Fridays. We're going to get to Mark Zinno. He's going to give us the winning plays as far as the weekend is concerned. He'll tell us how to make that money. You know, we're always trying to make that loot. All right, he'll tell us exactly how to do it. But first, I got to tell you guys, if you're thinking about getting a new car, the only car dealership I send you to is North Fort Lauderdale Subaru. North Fort Lauderdale Subaru has the widest inventory of newest Subaru models on the market. We're talking the Outback, the Crosstrek, the Forester, the Ascent. If you're looking for a spacious Subaru SUV for your family, you're looking for something just fun, a Subaru sedan for yourself, I send you to North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, where at North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, you can be payment-free through the rest of 2023. Make no payments for 90 days. When you purchase any North Fort Lauderdale Subaru vehicle, you can shop from your home at nflsubaru.com. That's nflsubaru.com. North Fort Lauderdale Subaru, conveniently located on North Andrews Avenue, just north of Cypress Creek Road. The building you know and the place to go, nflsubaru.com, North Fort Lauderdale Subaru.